Weak people seek revenge. Strong people forgive. But the truly wise, they simply ignore. There's only one thing more dangerous than ignorance: ego. The difference between genius and stupidity is, genius has its limits. You can't solve today's problems with the same thinking that created them. Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it'll live its whole life believing it's stupid. The world is a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who do nothing about it. Don't listen to the person who always has the answers. Listen to the one who dares to ask the right questions. A ship is safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships are made for. The past is over. The future is uncertain. All you truly have is this moment. Live it fully. Mankind built the atomic bomb, but no mouse ever built a mousetrap. I don't know what weapons World War III will be fought with, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Sit with a beautiful woman for an hour, it feels like a second. Sit on a hot stove for a second, it feels like an hour. That's relativity. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. If I had 1 hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and only 5 minutes thinking about the solution. When I read the Bhagavad Gita and reflect on how God created the universe, everything else seems so trivial. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. I don't have special talents. I'm just passionately curious. The greatest folly is mocking something you don't understand. Experience is real knowledge. Everything else is just information. The world as we know it is shaped by our thoughts. We can't change it without first changing the way we think. Before God, we are all equally wise and equally foolish. Education is what remains after you forget what you learned in school. Logic takes you from point A to point B. Imagination, it can take you anywhere. Want your kids to be smart? Read them fairy tales. Want them to be smarter? Read them more fairy tales. Time is short. If we're going to do something, we must start now. A person's true value is measured not by what they take, but by what they give. To become who you're meant to be, you must be willing to let go of who you are. You can't discover what you can't imagine. I'm not that smart. I just stay with problems longer than most people. I can't call heaven or hell good or bad. Some of my friends may be in both. Don't wait for a miracle. Your entire life is already one. If you want a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. 3 forces rule the world: stupidity, fear, and greed. Never grow old, no matter how many birthdays you have. Stay curious, like the child you once were. Women worry about what men forget. Men worry about what women remember. I'm never discouraged. Anything worthwhile requires hard work, persistence, and common sense. Light travels faster than sound. This is why some people seem bright until they speak. Men marry women hoping they won't change. Women marry men hoping they will. Both are disappointed. Most teachers waste their time testing what a student doesn't know, when they should discover what the student already understands. Do you believe in miracles? You should. Life itself is the greatest miracle. There are two ways to live. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is. Want to be happy? Make someone else happy. Learn from yesterday. Live for today. Hope for tomorrow. But never stop questioning. If someone can't be trusted with small truths, they won't be trusted with big ones either. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. A never-ending pursuit of truth and knowledge. This might just be the noblest trait a human can have. Personality isn't something you see or hear. It's built through hard work and consistency. A life lived for others is the only life worth living. If we don't change our thinking today, we'll never reach the future we dream of. Everyone said it was impossible, until a fool came along who didn't know that and did it. Genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work. Once you accept your limits, you go beyond them. A person should see things as they are, not as they think they should be. I'd rather be a hopeful fool than a cynical genius. You only fail when you stop trying. Don't fear difficulties. Opportunity hides inside every challenge. The true sign of intelligence isn't knowledge, it's imagination. If you can't explain something simply, you don't understand it well enough. The only cure for praise's corruption is to keep working. Sometimes people pay a high price for things they got for free. To be an unquestioning member of the flock, you must first be a sheep. What is right is not always popular. What is popular is not always right. Blindly respecting authority is a betrayal of truth. First, learn the rules of the game. Then you can play better than anyone. People think intellect makes a great scientist. They're wrong. Character does. If facts don't fit the theory, change the facts. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Anger resides only in the hearts of fools. Only real risk reveals true faith. The best sign of intelligence? Not knowledge, imagination. A great teacher inspires curiosity and joy, not just facts. Peace can't be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. Make everything as simple as possible, but not simpler. A chair, a table, a bowl of fruit, and a violin. What more does one need to be happy? If humanity is to survive, we need an entirely new way of thinking. I don't worry about the future. It arrives too soon anyway. There comes a moment when the mind reaches a high level of understanding, yet can't explain how it got there. One who reads too much and thinks too little falls into the habit of lazy thinking. A clever person solves a problem. A wise person avoids it. Truth is that which stands the test of experience. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. Only the one who devotes themselves fully to a cause can become a true master. Mastery demands everything. The moment you stop learning is the moment you start dying. All religions, arts, and sciences are branches of the same tree. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Great spirits have always faced violent opposition from mediocre. Strive not to be a successful person, but a person of value. Not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted. The key is to never stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. A question that often confuses me: am I crazy, or is it the rest of the world? You cannot solve a problem with the sane thinking that created it. I believe we are here to do good. Every person should desire to contribute something meaningful, to leave the world better than they found it. God did not create evil. Just as darkness is the absence of light, evil is the absence of God. Everything in your life is because of what you did or didn't do. The less knowledge, the greater the ego. A leader brings simplicity from chaos, harmony from conflict, and opportunity from challenge. Persistence is the most powerful force on earth. It can move mountains. The more I study science, the more I believe in God. Just because you believe something doesn't mean it's true. There is no vaccine for stupidity. There comes a time in life when you must stop reading others' books and write your own. The ideas that guided me were kindness, beauty, and truth. Don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. The state exists for man, not man for the state. The state should be our servant, not our master. Be a loner. It gives you time to wonder. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. A well-defined problem is a problem half solved. Genius is making complex ideas simple, not making simple ideas complex. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. Thinking is hard work. That's why so few do it. Don't wait for miracles. Your whole life is a miracle. I don't need to know everything. I just need to know where to find it when I need it. If one day you must choose between the world and love, choose love. You might lose the world, but with love, you can win it back. Most people see what is, but never imagine what could be. Success is born from curiosity, focus, persistence, and self-reflection. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. The best design is the simplest one that works. Condemning without investigation is the height of ignorance. When you fall out of love, getting up is easy. But when you fall in love, standing back up is nearly impossible. Imagination is more important than knowledge. It's the language of the soul. Pay attention to it, and you'll know what you truly need. The one who has tasted solitude isn't easily swayed by the crowd. If you want different results, stop doing the same things. Be kind to those who are different from you. If people are only good because they fear punishment or hope for reward, we are in a sad state. Intelligence is measured by the ability to change. You can't explore a new world using old maps. It is terrifyingly clear that our technology has surpassed our humanity. Don't aim to be successful, aim to be valuable. The only sure way to avoid mistakes is to never have a new idea. I am more interested in the future than the past, because that's where I plan to live. Intelligence is not storing information, it's knowing where to find it. Learning is the beginning of wealth. Discovery and curiosity are where miracles begin. Big success happens when you realize you can learn anything to reach your goal. There are no limits to who you can become. Live life fully. If you want your life to be a masterpiece, color outside the lines. Laugh daily. Grow. Dream. Follow your heart. Never stop questioning. Nothing terrifies a group of hypocrites more than one honest person. Education is a ladder to the fruit of knowledge. It is not the fruit itself. To be free is to not be controlled by others' opinions. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant, but has forgotten the gift. A student is not a vessel to be filled, but a torch to be lit. Don't let your brain silence your heart. If you want to understand the future, look at the past. Success equals 1 part work, plus 1 part play, plus 1 part keeping your mouth shut. At least once a day, give yourself the freedom to think and dream. It's entirely possible there's a world behind our senses that we are completely unaware of. A woman is always right, but sometimes she can be confused, misinformed, rude, stubborn, or even foolish. Still, she's always right. Don't try to be a successful person, be a person of value. A valuable person gives more than they take. Be creative, but make sure what you create is not a curse to humanity. The laws of the universe are simple. It's our senses that limit our understanding. There is a pattern in creation. Life has never been easy, perfect, or as I expected. Yet I've chosen to stay happy and grateful, no matter what.